What's going on, everybody? We got some more price action movement going on for SafeMoon in this video. And yes, although the volume was quite low, we didn't really see much price movement. There are still a lot of things that we can see on the indicators for the chart that are very interesting that I definitely want to share with you. So you don't want to go anywhere. Before I do go further into this, I want to say a special shout out thank you to our Patreon supporters. A double shout out thank you to Rem AG for being a higher tiered supporter. And if anyone wants to join and be up on that board, you could be on that for as little as $1 a month. It's an amazing deal, guys. There's other tier rewards if you want to check it out. There's a link in the description. Also, please keep in mind that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinions, my own research. I encourage you to do your own research. With that being said, let's get on into this bad boy, okay? So here we go. What have we talked about in the past? Looking at this on the day chart, we have this descending channel formation. We've been following that very well. And as I've talked about in the past, typically what happens is when you get to this median zone, you're going to have one of two things happen. You either get a rejection and it comes back, or you have a full continuation through. Okay, so this ended up having a partial way through, reversed, and came all the way up back to the top level resistance. So this was a little bit of a fake out because it did break down right here, kind of got rejected, looked like it might be fully retracing back here, and just sort of hugged along that line. And then once it made that further move, it did have a further continuation off, okay? Then down here, you can see it broke down through the bottom, went down, set up alongside that formation. What we have right now is that it has broken above the middle zone, and that creates an opportunity here where it's looking more and more likely that we're going to have it trying to test this upper level resistance here around the 2318. Again, keep in mind, guys, as I've mentioned in my other videos, SafeMoon version 2 is not out yet. When that comes out, we're more than likely going to see a pretty big impact on the price itself. More than likely, it's going to move up. These are just based on technical indicators. It's not 100% guaranteed, but the probability is definitely there that it's more likely to go up than to go down. We've been having a series of bad news on things, of which we've been seeing it reflected in the price movement with that big drop. But guess what? You only have bad news for so long, and then you start to have good news. And we're kind of in that middle ground zone right now where there's not really much news. There was a little bit of some news earlier today, kind of good. Hopefully it's going to lead to something much bigger. I made that video earlier today. You can check that out. And yeah, as this is right now, this is an indicator suggesting it's looking very good. I want to point out some other key things to you, and we're going to try and rapid fire these pretty quickly. The sideline right here is if the price went to completely zero, right? So as it is with this current trend position, I mean, theoretically, if it was to go to zero, could happen any day. Is it likely that it's going to happen? I don't think so. I think we're much more likely this thing is going to supermoon. And so this would be looking at a date around December 13th if it was to just follow this trend pattern. You can't go below zero, so that's why we have that as a cutoff point. So I think this price that we had back on December 4th was the lowest that we're going to see. So just a visual identifier there for you. Now, some other key things I want to point out to you. This yellow line and this gray line, those are the 15-day and the 50-day moving average. I'm using these to see if there's a golden cross or a death cross. And I've talked about this a little bit in the past. Where we are right now is creating an opportunity where the shorter time frame, which is the yellow line, that is going to create a slight level of resistance. And what's interesting is that that is very close to the top level resistance that we already had in that descending channel. So there's two indicators that are basically in the same space. So I would really be looking at some resistance at 24. So if we have some selling pressure, if there's some pullback, anything that's kind of preventing it from trying to go forward, there's a stronger chance that we're going to see that there because we have, again, two indicators that are pointing towards that alone. That gray zone, that is much stronger of a level of resistance. That's much more viable. And with where we are right now, that's around 32.74. Something else is that if I go ahead and extend this out, this is the Fibonacci retracement. Check this out. Where we are is resting. We have 2 days now of formations with this. So we are resting right on the 0.78. I can't quite read that. The 0.7816, I think? 0.786. So we're resting right along that line, and a next major level zone would be up around the 27.24. So a little bit higher than what we're looking at for the other instance on the new daily candle, which is, I think I said 24.55. I might have been looking at the previous day. It's hard to see the new daily candle because of the fact that we just barely got into it and the volume is very, very low. Okay, so let me go ahead and move this back out of the way there so that you guys can see this a tad bit better. And yeah, so as you can see, it's just barely there. Next level up is going to be up around 45.28. And what I want to point out with you on that one is if I go ahead and zoom out, big time. Now what we're talking about is the major price channel formations, right? So what this is suggesting is that if we can manage to pretty soon here get above right around 44.60, 44.15, we're creating an opportunity to really have a significant bull run pushing up back towards the previous all-time high. So as things are looking right now, things are looking bullish. We do have 3 days of candle closure in the green. So that's nice. We might have another day where things are really quiet. The volume right now is very, very, very low. It's down 17.63% more, and it's at 4.692 million in comparison to the last 24 hours. So other things we can point out to you, some of the whale movements that happened for the day. At 3:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have an amount bought 34.53 billion SafeMoon. They added to their position. They now have 58.95 billion total. We also have a manual liquidity transfer that does help move the price up just a tad bit. And then we also have another amount bought, 40.3 billion SafeMoon, adding to their account. They now have 50.59 billion. We have a manual liquidity transfer. That was 37.34 billion. And then we have a whale sold, 141.23 billion SafeMoon. That was everything that was in the wallet address there. That equated to about $250,000. So $250,000. They're donezo. They're out of the equation. So we have a couple new whales who've moved up. If you take a look at the Binance Smart Chain in the top 1,000 wallets, this would definitely push some of these new whales much higher up on that list. And that's where we're kind of at right now. I would be looking at a little bit of support line at 15. Keep that in mind at breaking below the 1 and then all the way down at 538. I don't think that that's probable. You never know. Anything could technically happen, but version 2 of SafeMoon is likely to be coming out any day now. It could be any second now. Let us know what you guys think about all this in the comments down below. I do have referral links in the description. If you want to get free cryptocurrency or free stock, it is free. Money free, guys. Coinbase, Gemini, BlockFi, Webull. You guys can check those links out. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, like button. It does help us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live. And I will see you in the next episode.